I interviewed Sarah, aka Hijabi. Slightly over a year ago, she decided to become a streamer and gain massive success on platforms like Twitch and TikTok, garnering over 300,000 followers across all socials. She's even appeared in publications such as Al Jazeera, AJ Plus, and LifeWire. We talk about how it is balancing a kid and a streaming career, life as a flight attendant, and some of the comments from her famous series, Unbanned Requests. I've known about Hijabi through TikTok and at TwitchCon. We had a small Muslim meetup, so this is how this conversation happened, actually. Before we begin, if you'd like to support the show, get early access to episodes, and get exclusive bonus episodes, you can do so by becoming a patron at patreon.com/shimmerwally. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, everybody. Hold on. We're good? Hello, everybody. We're on the streets of San Diego. We're here with...
Hijabi.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. We were just talking and chilling at the taco stand. How was it?
I enjoyed my tacos. Yeah.
All right. What do you do?
I'm a streamer, content creator,
Yeah.
full-time mom.
Full-time mom. Let's go. What games do you stream?
I main Call of Duty.
Call of Duty? Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And how old's your kid?
7 months.
7 months. Wow.
Yeah.
Mashallah. Congrats.
Than's you.
How's it being a mom and a streamer at the same time?
It's been a big adjustment. It's been tough, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Why is it tough?
You know, I started streaming before having a baby, and that was my priority, and that got all my attention. And now everything's shifted where baby, of course, comes first, and he's the love of my life. And so, streaming's had to take a back seat, and it's been tough to kind of figure out how to balance everything.
Do you ever have to end stream to change his diapers?
Yeah. Yes. My husband's usually, when he knows it's time for me to go live, my husband's usually really good about, being on baby duty.
Yeah.
But there are some things, only mom can offer. So there are still times where, we've had to cut it short for baby.
So how long have you been streaming?
Just over a year and a half.
Wow. And have you seen a lot of success?
So when I originally started streaming and creating content, everything took off a lot more quickly and drastically than I would have ever expected. And it was kind of like a whirlwind in the beginning. I think a lot of that was due to being one of the... I don't want to say first, but, there's not very much hijabi representation out there, especially in the gaming space. So I think people were surprised to see that. Yeah. And my community is majority Muslim. And so... Sorry, I lost...
No, you're good. We're chilling. We're vibing.
So I think other Muslims were just really excited to have that space. That being said, as much as I took off in the beginning, I 100% did plateau at some point, and especially since having the baby, I've not been able to give stream and content creation as much of my time. And so of course, the streaming and creating content is one of those things where your success, I feel directly correlates to how much effort you can put in. So I have seen a decline in, numbers since starting. But, it's an adjustment, and I'm hoping as we adjust to life with baby, we can get back on track and, push through, the kind of dip that we're seeing.
That's awesome. What do you think are the pros and cons of being a hijabi streamer?
So one of the biggest pros, I think, of course, is just being that representation. I get a lot of messages from fellow Muslima gamers and, I love what you're doing. This is so cool. I've never had this kind of representation before. And just creating a community of mostly Muslims, So that's been really great. I think... I wouldn't necessarily call them cons, but some of the challenges that come with that, is a lot of Islamophobia.
Oh yeah. Do you get? So I know you have that unbanned requests. I think you were on part 26.
Yeah.
Part 26. But those do really well on TikTok, right?
Those do really well on TikTok.
But most of those comments are what, Islamophobic?
It's yes. At the end of the day, all the people, all they're typing is unban.
Yeah.
But when they're saying unban to somebody who is, left in a Islamophobic comment, that's by default.
Yeah.
Promoting Islamophobia, right? So,
I think the funniest thing is she's like one of the sweetest people ever, and then she's reading these like insane like Islamophobic comments.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Like she's just vibing while reading that. Like what is going on?
Yeah.
Like it originally started. We had to block somebody from chat. I forget exactly what they said now, but it was pretty wild. And when we looked at their banner requests, we read it and we're like, that's actually so outrageous. Like we have to upload it. Yeah. And so that's where it started, just to like show people how outrageous that was, just kind of like the disbelief of it all.
Yeah.
And it took off from there, and now we're 26 parts in, and I have. Over 300 unbans waiting to...
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
300 unbans?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's so many.
It's a lot, yeah. The thing is, they more or less all say the same thing. It's really they're all some form of like terrorist joke or, so it's like...
Okay, to be honest, like have any of them been like funny?
I'm not at liberty to say.
That's fine. Okay, but if someone were to go through that, what advice would you give to like for someone that could like cope with that or deal with that?
They're just a bunch of keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of children, and it's really not worth letting somebody so ignorant get under your skin.
100%.
Yeah.
And do you think that's Islamophobic comments, or do you think it's like also sexist comments? Like,
do you know what's so interesting? So prior to putting on my scarf and like becoming, reverting to Islam, I was still in the gaming space, not so much as a creator, although like I dabbled in it.
Yeah.
And then I would receive like a lot of sexist comments and stuff like that, that most women in the gaming space do have to go through. Yeah. But since putting on my scarf, people are so hyper focused on the Muslim aspect of me that I feel like I don't deal with the sexism anymore.
Okay, wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it's all about my scarf. It's all about me being Muslim, and like almost nothing to do with me being a woman.
Yeah.
I think the only exception to that is also rooted in Islamophobia, and that I'll get comments like her husband let her out of the basement, like
That's wild.
So there you have like sexism and Islamophobia intersecting. Yeah.
But I saw that you've been on like many publications. What publications have you been on? And congrats, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So Al Jazeera, AJ Plus made a video. That was pretty great. That was an incredible opportunity.
You had a Now This as well?
It wasn't Now This.
She forgot. There's too many.
No. So LifeWire did an article, Al Jazeera, AJ Plus, and also I was featured on a Snapchat story.
And now my YouTube channel.
And now your YouTube channel. Maybe the best yet.
Yeah, let's go. You heard it here, folks. You were a flight attendant?
I was a flight attendant for 3 years.
What airline? You can't say it? Okay.
Can't say.
Ooh, okay. I want to know so bad, but maybe off camera, I guess.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so you said 3 years.
3 years.
And then you became a streamer after that, or?
Yeah. So when I originally became a flight attendant, I wasn't Muslim. I wasn't a hijabi. So they hired me on as non-hijabi.
And then they fired you when you became Muslim.
Yeah. No.
They're like, yo, this is scary.
No, but they were actually super cool about making the religious accommodation.
Oh, that's awesome.
And to most people's surprise, I actually did not experience like any Islamophobia or like
that's awesome.
from like the passengers, or nobody was like.
Yeah.
So it was good.
That's
and
awesome.
my company was really great about, making it, a seamless transition into.
Would you ever go back, or?
I would love to go back.
Okay.
Now with a kid, as a
that'd be too much like time away from your kid.
Yeah, right? Because I mean sometimes you're away for 4 days at a time.
Yeah.
And now with a baby, it's just not, it's not what's best for me.
Okay.
But like I 100% recommend everybody be a flight attendant at some point in their life, because like free travel, good pay, like it's such a great opportunity. So
awesome. So what kind of games do you stream now, and like what do you stream now?
So I've mained Call of Duty up until recently. At this point, like I think a lot of the Call of Duty community is kind of feeling a little bit tired.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Like Call of Duty, I feel like is just getting old, but the new one's coming out.
The new one's coming out, and we're actually really excited for that. I'm so excited to hopefully, kind of come back refreshed into the COD scene. But I have been stepping away from Call of Duty a little bit and doing more like interactive streams, like playing Gartic with my viewers, doing a little bit of like Sims. And then, I've been trying out Fortnite, which is fun as well.
Yeah. Speaking of COD, I heard that you and your husband met on COD?
We did meet over Call of Duty. Yeah, we met over Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. I always forget if it was 2015 or 2016, but basically we were both playing Search and Destroy and got put in the same lobby by chance, and we kind of just hit it off. And
was it his call-outs? What is his gameplay? Like, what was it?
It was like that, I
You're
think
like, yeah, the slide canceling is amazing. The way you defuse the bomb.
So he actually sent me a clip of him on like a 10-kill knife streak.
Are you serious or are you joking?
I mean, I'm not saying that was the deal breaker, but no, he definitely.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fellas, you know what to do.
So.
What was the song on the montage? Was it a song?
Listen.
It was like Nickelback or something?
This was what 6 years ago now, so don't ask me too much.
That's funny though.
Yeah, it's not.
It was a good montage though.
No, it was like an actual like kill streak, like
kill streak?
like 10 knife kills in a row.
Wow.
Yeah,
and that's what got you impressed.
I mean, we're married now, so.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So you've always been gaming.
Yeah. I've always been a gamer ever since I can remember. My dad has always been super into technology. Like right now he works at Best Buy as a Geek Squad agent.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like before that he was like building computers for this big company. Anyway, so we always had like the latest like technology in our home, and so therefore like always had like the most recent like consoles and everything. So gaming's always been there. What like really pushed me into like more so into the gaming scene and everything was my exposure, like being exposed to Call of Duty. In 2007, Call of Duty.
From the first one?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Okay.
So COD 4.
Yeah.
I was actually sitting in my brother's room being that like annoying little sister watching him play, and he had to leave the room for a minute, and he's like, here, just hold my controller. So I had the controller in my hand for like all of 2 minutes. Wow. And like I was just hooked.
Dang.
Like I was like, I went to my dad, I'm like, listen, whatever game that is that my brother's playing, like I need that.
Wow.
And so that was COD 4, and I've not stopped playing COD since.
What's helped like your like content creation journey, and like how does it what like gave you that exposure?
So shortly after like really getting into Call of Duty like as a player, I discovered like YouTube and like everything that was going on there as far as like content.
What YouTubers would you watch?
I loved C-Nanners.
Oh, that's a classic old one.
Exactly, yeah. I loved Hutch.
Okay.
All those guys. So they were a huge influence.
Like commentary and gameplay stuff. Yeah,
they were a huge influence as far as like me wanting to, try it.
Yeah.
But I was always super shy, and too scared of failing, I think, to ever give it a try. Until I finally, me and my husband got married, and I mentioned to him that this was like something that I've kind of always wanted to try. And since I let him know that it was something that I was interested in, he like full force was like, we're gonna do it then.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, so he was like my biggest support and my biggest encouragement in actually taking the plunge.
Wow. And so like do you think so you're on TikTok, you have how many followers now?
250,000.
Wow. And do you think that helped you with your streaming career and everything?
Yeah, 100%. I would say like 99% of the Twitch followers that I have and the viewers that I have are from TikTok.
So would you recommend like someone starting out, like what would you tell them to do?
So I feel like this is a catch-22, right? Because it's more or less easy to grow on TikTok. Like the followers come more quickly than on other platforms, right? However, your average TikTok user has like the attention span of a goldfish. So it's easy maybe to get those followers, but they don't necessarily translate into viewers, especially like on longer form platforms like Twitch or YouTube. Those aren't necessarily going to be your same audiences, at least not in my experience. So TikTok has been great because like that's I have 20,000 followers on Twitch right now, right? That's all come from TikTok. But when we're talking about like steady viewership, I'm not even at numbers to make partner right now. Because I feel like I said, like just the interest is not there. They're not the same audience. So TikTok is nice to get your name out there. But I think if you're trying to grow an audience that's gonna stick around and like watch your live streams or long form content, like personally, I think you may be better off putting more effort into YouTube for that. But
smart. So are you thinking YouTube versus Twitch? You're thinking YouTube in the long run?
I definitely want to start putting more effort into my YouTube.
Okay, wow. Would you ever stream on YouTube?
I've thought about it. There's definitely a lot of back and forth in the Twitch community right now about the future of Twitch and like, where creators are, going to benefit from most. And so YouTube's definitely been on my mind, but I haven't taken any steps in that direction.
I feel like they still have a ways to go to like make it look nicer and stuff like that. But anyways, so you've been making content, you've grown your platforms, alhamdulillah, like, it's done really well. But now you're here at TwitchCon.
I'm at TwitchCon.
How is that, like, why'd you decide to come to TwitchCon and like meet all these people? Because you said, you were shy?
Yeah, I'm a very quiet, very shy person. And I think that's almost like a common theme among creators because, it is so much more comfortable to sit behind your PC and
just like yell and
talk to your camera or talk to your chat. Like they're real people, but they're names, they're not faces. So it's definitely been a little bit overwhelming, but also super, super fun and getting to meet these mutuals that, these connections that I've made over the past year and a half, getting to meet these people in person has been incredible.
It's cool. It's like super awesome.
It's
like seeing people like in person. You're just like, wow, like I can't believe you're real. But like, it's like, wow. When you see like all these creators and stuff like that. So
it's been really great.
Who are some creators that you saw and you're like, wow, like I can't believe they're real, or that you saw today over the weekend?
Let's see. So, I mean, like, I haven't really felt too, like,
attached?
Starstruck, necessarily,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Because you're the biggest.
But, like, there are people who I was really excited to get to meet in person. Like, Frogan and Benjamins, The Clean Fowl, Mr. Woot Woot, a lot of Muslim creators, that's who most of my connections have been made with. So, Hasak,
He's right there.
Those have been some of the most, like, those have been some of the creators I've been most excited to get to meet in person.
Do you find it like kind of cool that like, okay, there's other people that I can kind of like relate to in terms of like content creation? Because like I'm sure there's not a lot of content creators near you, right? Or you don't interact?
I don't like personally know any content creators, especially located near me or like people that I'm interacting with on a daily basis. So that has been cool. Definitely everybody who's here at Twitch has something in common, and you kind of have that like talking point to start off on. So that's been.
Where do you see yourself in your streaming career, and like where do you want it to go?
So I feel like because of what I've seen happen with my stream and just from where I'm standing, I personally feel like for me it's going to make the most sense to kind of actually take a step back from streaming and focus more on content creation. Because I, as my stream was developing and growing, I definitely didn't, I stopped putting as much effort into the content creation. And like I said earlier, I feel like the effort that you put into content creation is, it's directly correlated to the success you're going to see as a streamer.
Yeah.
And so I think that I need to like revisit that and like kind of solidify what's going on there.
Okay.
And by no means do I mean like stop streaming, but definitely like you'll hear people always give the advice like, if you're streaming to 0 people for 5 hours a day, you're not gonna get anywhere, you know. And even if it's not necessarily 0 people that you're streaming to, you are gonna benefit more from putting that time into content creation.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, especially like long form. I really want to figure out where. I really want to figure out my long form content, and because I don't upload very much long form content right now, and I want to make that a priority.
Awesome. Okay, one last final question, or not final question, but like, if there's, you know, a future, you know, hijabi Muslim, whatever, someone like wanting to get into streaming or content creation, what advice would you give them? I
always say, the Muslim community is underrepresented, and other Muslims, when they see another Muslim creator, especially hijabis, come onto the scene, like they're excited, they want to support you, they're here for it. So like I always encourage other hijabis who reach out, like go for it. You have nothing to lose, and you know, as Muslims, like we're here for each other, we love to support each other, and so you will find your community and you will find your support, and like go for it.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for the interview. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you for having me.
Was it fun?
It was.
Okay, cool. Hopefully it wasn't like, she was like, yo, I'm so nervous. Like, so were you nervous? Did it go away? A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. All right, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check her all out. Where can they check you out on socials?
I am Hijaberwaki across all socials.
Thank you all for listening. What we can learn from Hijaberwaki is that with life and family, there's still room to follow your dreams that you've always wanted. Although encountering dozens of obstacles from outside forces, the strongest force is the one within. Keep shining.